So it seems that I'm playing this game very slow. Usually it takes for people I read online, on average, it takes for players to get to this station and back to Toshara and to the Miragana city. It takes from, what was it, like 10 to 14 hours. But I've been playing this game already 23 hours. So, I mean, like I said, I'm taking this so freaking slow. And I'm gonna update my speeder here. There's a small quest that I'm doing. It has to do with the main quest. And I have to fetch a speeder part
Hey, CeeLo, how do I use those,
from here.
Mag disruptors. Just secure them to the circuit panel near the turbine.
Guess I probably could have figured that out.
Oh, and they're low capacity, so the charge might not last.
All right. Let's go, Nix.
Kind of, yes. Very bad image quality right now, but it should get better soon.
Those charges didn't really last. I'm past the turbine, but now my exit's blocked.
Shouldn't be a problem for you, though. I mean, you are really good at this.
No, yeah, I am. You just think there'd be an easier way to get an atmospheric accelerator.
Actually, I only made the one. It's in the converter room at the top of the harvester.
Empire stole it?
I gave it to them. In exchange for some off-world parts. I didn't know they'd use it to divert the winds and cut off our farmers.
Well, the good news is they won't have it for much longer. Could have used...
Whoa.
Okay, as I was saying, could have used a few more of those mag disruptors.
Yeah, about life. I thought about talking about life.
Push that button, Nix.
I don't know if anything comes. It's possible to be in a public place, for example, and it's possible to be in general alone or with other people around without reactivity via positivity and negativity, apparent so-called positivity, like mental designations of what is seen as positive and what is seen as negative, and then reacting through those mental ideas and conditioning. It's possible to be without that. It's possible for that to stop. Not that there is actually anyone being with or without that, but in a public place it's possible to for the eyes to be open and there not being any judgment when seeing forms and when seeing apparent behaviors of people. And it's the egoic reactions of other people are only possible to see when there's no reactivity, like so-called inner reactivity going on in yourself or in this subjective, so-called subjective mind. And that's freedom. That could be called freedom. It's freedom from conditioning. And that doesn't create the mental world of oh my god. I didn't even mean to hit that button there. It doesn't create the dualism. It doesn't create the... When the reactions from the positive and negative or wanted and unwanted, that has to do with the memory also, and then the self-image illusion is around that memory. That has to do like it has to do with memorizing and certain feelings in the body, contractions. I don't know if this makes any sense. But reacting through these recurring feelings in the body that have to do with visual forms, like certain kinds of people. Wait, go, 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 drop down, drop. Okay. Anything there? So the mental reactivity, mental energetic reactivity, when that stops, I mean, it can be seen, but it's not enough that it's just seen and then it just keeps going on, but it can totally stop, like these blades here. They're not producing any effect, they're not moving anything, like inwardly, so to speak, metaphorically. That reactivity of wanted and unwanted, or desired and feared. The desire and fear can be totally absent. What am I supposed to do here, by the way? And that could be called freedom, but it's also cessation. It's cessation of the dualistic mental world structuring or crystallization, and this is also just a metaphor. Can I go down? We'll see. And there is no one refraining from it. It doesn't have to do, it has nothing to do with someone that is refraining from reactions, or someone that is trying to not feel something. All the feelings, when they appear, they are just felt, but without a separate me feeler. And then they pass, and at some point the specific feelings don't seem to appear anymore when there's not
Why
the
do I
egoic
get the
reaction.
feeling you didn't really need this thing to
Wow,
boost
I
my
didn't know
bank?
she would speak about
Well,
feelings as well.
I could have used something off the shelf. But this accelerator will give you a much stronger kick.
I'll be the judge of that.
So again, we're updating the speeder here. We need the component for it, so we're on the planet Toshara, like you saw. Or the moon, actually, it's a moon. Hey, no. Why did it go there? What? Oh, well, because I pressed left by accident with my pinky. I have the dodge button on my pinky, and yeah, my bad. So it's possible to notice so to speak, in oneself, also when in public, all these subtle reactions having to do with what is subconsciously, unconsciously, conditionally wanted. There are these very conditioned behaviors, energetic behaviors, energetic reactions that have to do with wants and fears and acceptance and rejection. In this sense, both the acceptance and the rejections, they're false. Both. The fears, the habitual fear mechanisms and feelings are false, and the habitual desire mechanisms, like when seeing like an attractive person, for example, there is some kind of like an energetic mind or subjective energetic movement. Like there's like a but it's like a very subtle kind of a feeling when like suddenly like a really attractive person appears, for example, like physically attractive, or vice versa. And then also the certain behaviors, and then there's like the brain, let's call it a brain. The brain is subconsciously. By the way, I have earplugs on right now because I just woke up from sleep and I haven't taken those off, and so I don't hear this lock right now. I don't hear the pattern, so I don't know how do I. Okay, I got it. I could hear it very subtly. So the brain is conditioned to look for pleasure and to look for safety and to mitigate boredom and or what it sees as boredom, actually, to mitigate like when nothing is happening. Oh, okay. Because I was speaking, I didn't pay attention to the game. So the brain is trying to. It's automatically. No! Don't go there. Freak! I pressed E again. My bad. It's conditioned to look for threats and to look for pleasure and safety and to look for. To shield against things that it's conditioned to dislike. That all is that dualistic craving fearing mechanism that I have been talking about, apparently. And that whole thing can stop. It can stop that mental activity. And with that, the psychological time also stops. It's the cessation of psychological time. Chronological personal time. It vanishes too. And then what is left? Well, what is left is only what is appearing to be happening. Not what is actually happening to some separate character, but only what is appearing to be happening without a character, without a real separate self. And that could be called freedom, but it's not a real freedom because, well, first of all, there's nobody having that. There's nobody that has attained and is enjoying some freedom, but it is a freedom, like the freedom is for reality itself. Reality is free from, but this is also just an empty story in the end. But it kind of could be said that reality is free from that restricting dualistic mechanism of attaching to what is seen as positive and rejecting what is seen as negative. What is the absence of what is habitually, conditionally feared or habitually, conditionally craved or desired for. Oh, okay, I see what I need to do here. I need to wait a little bit more. I hope this makes sense because this is, and it's really simple actually. When it ends, it can be pointed out. Or when it takes a full break, it can be pointed out. And also the mechanisms can be pointed out. The blades don't spin anymore. The blade of dualism, the blade of movement, like personal movement, contractions and illusions that have to do with the contractions. They stop moving. There's no tinkering, there's no conditioned tinkering, trying to avoid things and trying to get to goals. All that stops. Time stops. Chronological time stops.
Alright, Nix. I guess we're doing this.
And it might sound like really boring and or horrible even, but it's a kind of a freedom, but it's a totally empty freedom. It's empty. Empty of anything substantial, empty of anything real. like in a separate sense, empty of anything real in a separate sense. There is only reality, but there are no separate real things. Holy shit, I didn't think I would make this. Holy shit. Okay. I'm not a total fan of this, so where do I have to go? Because when I screw up, I'll have to start over. Where do I go from here? I don't see any way to get up. I can climb from these to the right, but I can't get up. Can I drop down then? No. What the hell am I supposed to do? Oh, okay, I got it. I see now, I see. Okay, go. No. Oh god, that was close. Alright. We're safe. So life is like this all the time, but people don't. Like, life is like, the mind is on the move all the time, and it's trying to avoid the blades of fear or anxiety, or what it sees as unpleasurable, something that needs to be avoided, like falsely sees. It falsely sees through the me image or the self image, and it's on the move all the time. It's trying to get things that it craves, and it, like, subconsciously, unconsciously keeps up the movement towards the projected unreal goals that it holds as dear and as something real and important to itself. And those are like these platforms on this tunnel here right now, and the things that it fears and hates and dislikes are those blades and that possibility to fall down to its death. But all that is false, and all that can stop. Like, this gameplay is a metaphor for that right now. For example, this gameplay could actually just stop. This being the mind, movement of the mind. This is a good metaphor, actually. But after that, after it stops, after that dualistic craving system stops, craving fearing system stops, after that there still appear to be activities, but they're not important anymore. But they can be enjoyed after that, though, the activities and that. But they don't have to do with any. It's clear, but it's not clear for anyone. It's not clear for anyone separate. It's not clear for the separate character that was seemingly existing but never actually existed, that seemingly was craving and fear. The activities are not significant anymore because there is not that person. It's somehow clear that there is not that person anymore, and it's not clear for anyone because there isn't anyone. There isn't someone illusion anymore seemingly operating. So the activities that continue, like this game, for example, this can be enjoyed, though. It's enjoyable at times. Not always, but it's a way to pass time, apparently. But it doesn't matter, and there is no real time, really, either.
I have your accelerator. It looks like this place can't run without it.
I told you it has some serious kick. And hey, with the winds back to their natural course, you'll have a way out.
So, taking that piece away from that terminal stopped these blades and these platforms, and stopped that wind that was moving this character, causing basically like suffering, so to speak. Although the motivation to, this could be like another kind of a metaphor. Getting to this card and removing it is like listening to wisdom teachings and traditions and trying to understand how the mind works, how this whole thing works. And then when it becomes clear, there can eventually be, it happens on its own. It cannot be really, ultimately it cannot be produced. But the path, the wisdom path, so to speak, does play a part. How do I get down from here? Is it? And eventually, like, taking off that card, that central mechanism, stopping that central mechanism, it kind of just happens on its own. Nobody does it, eventually. And then the whole thing is just over. The blade stops rotating, meaning that the craving stops. There's no goal, no like acute goal right now to get anywhere, like falsely through a self-image. I mean, I'm mixing up metaphors right now, but
Okay, this is bad.
and when it's over, it's just over, and it's somehow seen that it had never really begun, because in the same sense that reality was never in that dualistic mode, and reality is what has always been, or dharma nature, like Buddha nature, like this cognizing emptiness is the only condition that has ever been. Am I even supposed to be here? And it's not horrible. Can I just... Am I gonna die? Am I gonna die? Am I supposed to be here? No. How do I get back? I'm doing this wrongly, I think. I don't think I'm supposed to do this like this. Look. Holy shit. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to do it like that. Okay. But the end. Like I was talking about the end. This is the end.